It's a very good morning to you. Obviously, this is live on Zimai.com. It is early morning, 6 a.m. right now. Good morning to you. Beaming to you live on your news network, Zimai.com. Do join in and press the share button. I do press the share button. It is 6 a.m. right now. This is Zimai.com. Thanks. Good morning. Good morning to you. Obviously, this is join us live right now. It's early morning. If you can hear the sound of my voice, to let us know where you're logging in from. My name is Simba Chikanza here, connecting with you early morning here. And it's a brief session that we call the countdown to 2023. A lot of people have been asking me, Simba, why are you not doing the countdowns anymore? And what happened, Simba? Did you give up? Did you get discouraged? What happened? Well, I didn't stop. Actually, I continued working. It's just that I might have changed the mode. The modus. Ndinogona chite modus yangu, modus operandi, as they call it here, how I do it, and people will know here. And that not very long after that, it was only 6-7 months after, then that Zimbabweans will get to discover the Gold Mafia documentary. One of the greatest pieces of journalism. Some people say that this is one of the best pieces of journalism ever. Well, good morning. Good morning to you, Pamela No Tubalo. Good morning, sis. Right. Good morning to you, viewers. Witnesses, join us live right now. Just connecting to you right now. We are counting down to 2023. Just a brief catch up here in the news. There's breaking news at present. Zimbabweans who were duped in a property scam. A property scam that has lasted for over 4, 5, or more than 5 years, literally, have begun to get their refunds. Many people know the Togi Zindlovukazi. How many people know those from Matabeleland, Midland? They are familiar with this scam in which hundreds, if not thousands, of diasporans, in fact, there are thousands of diasporans who have been duped in various property scams, investment scams, ranging from land to so-called investments, trucking. There was also the dairy cow. There's the Abwa as well. People know the Abwa scam, where Zimbabweans lost between 7 and 90,000 per person, and yeah, a lot of people are literally sitting on the grass. But there's this particular one, which is the Property Pro World Togi Zindlovukazi investment scam running in the Midlands and Matabeleland. It's a scam that we have seen here. One of the kingpins in it, sitting side by side in a privileged meeting with the finance minister, the controversial finance minister, Mthuli Ncube. It's a scam that has caused a lot of hurt, misery, and a lot of groaning in so many Zimbabweans. Hundreds of Zimbabweans in the diaspora, UK, Australia, US, Canada. Women lost money. Kwete Maria Manga Manga, but we're talking here large lump sums of money. Well, there's good news, our viewers, ministers, as we have seen right now, through the work of diligent journalists and several lawyers who've been working on this over the last few years, since around 2019, 2020. The first refunds have begun, and we had just 2 days ago the latest victim obtained a refund of over 31,000, part of a 56,000 refund payment. It is a lawsuit, and that is part and parcel of some um, extremely difficult investigation done by journalists. And yet, as we speak right now, this gentleman and two Zimbabweans are going home smiling, receiving their refund, and also a court case next week on Wednesday in the United Kingdom. This is the first, and victims of the Togi Zinzo Lindlovukazi and the property pro world scams are getting their refunds. Our viewers, good morning to you. So the full story is on Zima. You can just click onto it and you read for yourself. It's quite a very, very deep story, has several pages, but quite some detail here. Some people have been commenting around this and they've been saying, look, how is it that Zimbabweans got duped like this? Well, maybe this is also indicative of how Zimbabweans have tended to get duped in other scams, including religious ones, including political ones. Well, maybe this is the lesson. But quickly, here we are, our viewers, witnesses. We are on the path to the 2023 elections. And there has been in some quarters here, consternation, in some quarters, discouragement. Some people feel like nothing's going to happen here. Things are just going to continue. The criminal called Emerson Nangago, the gold mafia man here, is just going to have his way. Well, quickly, of yours, Benitez, I am just going to give you my analysis from what I'm just seeing in the news at a personal level, just by reading bits and pieces here. I don't see Mnangagwa winning at all. I don't see Mnangagwa or his party ZANU-PF having won any election since 1980. And this year, particularly, I don't see him winning at all. However, what I see from my reading are machinations, are tamperings by him that he has already begun doing. What is in it, and what is it that the opposition can do? Well, there are things the opposition can do. Now, I'm just going to lay here a few things. I will be talking soon quite broadly. Zimbabweans know me in this particular area. I tend to study a bit more than is usual. But I just want to point here to something that I have learned over the time. I think whichever path the opposition goes, the greatest secret to making it is the focus of selflessness. I hope people can hear me here. Focus your selflessness. Zimbabweans have tended over the years to love their lives too much. The reason why, as we speak right now, even in these camps that we're talking about right now, where Zimbabweans are now getting their refunds, one problem is that I've noticed there is the culture of self-preservation. Zimbabweans are not confronted. They're just scared of confronting criminals, you know. And I've noticed people who've lost 50, 60, 70,000. You tell them, look, come on an interview. They're scared of a criminal who stole so much money. We've got people here who've lost money in these COS scams, for instance. They're scared to even go on an interview. Excuse me, they're scared even to be named. Now, I'm not trying to advocate here that people should be reckless, but I must say, I have noticed that there's this general culture of self-preservation and fearing criminals. Do you know? And hear me, I think here, From my studies, just judging Zimbabwe, other countries, other cultures, one problem that I've noticed there is culture is self-preservation. Zimbabweans, they love their lives too much. What is it that you can preserve now? Wagara uchingofana kudara. What is it that you can preserve? We see, and people will know and remember how I've criticized even religious leaders, how they feed into the culture, into the brain, the thinking, the psyche of their followers. This thing of just trying to be, kungo chikira chikira, so kungo chika 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 chika. And then there is you have people here. I made a statement earlier on when Zimbabweans were celebrating the 100th birthday of this man called Ezekiel Kuti. He was very, very close to this criminal called Mnangagwa. And I stated there that a person who has been a true leader, a real successful leader, they finish everything in their 30s. A real leader, a real leader doesn't stretch beyond 40, struggling to lead, struggling to finish what they were born to do. A real leader, when a real leader, if they get to 100, they will be resting. They will be spending time with their grandkids and mombe, not trying to lead. A real leader, and we can study human history for thousands of years. The people who have changed the face of the earth, they changed the face of the earth in their 20s and 30s. Pawakazopinda kuma-40 uku vanga they had done everything, and we see this, the Wright brothers, the young fellas who invented the aeroplane. The oldest was 26 years old. By the time he was 35, 36, anga atopedza masports, the small thing, the thing that he invented, from a bicycle to a flying metal object called an aircraft. By the time he was 35, 36, it was now being used in warfare, real World War warfare, World War One warfare. Achichoona so chinhu chake chaakagadzira. By the way, they used to make bicycles, and they jumped from making bicycles straight to making a flying bicycle, which was an aircraft. And that's how innovative, that's how visionary these young men were. I can list Wakawanda, right? Young people, real leaders. They were not self-preserved. They were not, they Vangavasina, this thing of delaying and delaying and delaying. They utilized their youth to change, find opportunities and change their world in their young age. When you see a country where 100-year-olds are still leading, people vanosvika kuma 80, 90 kusvika kuma 100 vachitraya kuda kutungamirira, still trying to lead, then you see that nation is a failure. Where am I getting to right now? I'm trying to say here that Zimbabweans should, in my view, learn the culture of sacrifice. Some people even said that true leaders, they are not even thinking of going beyond 40, 50, even if it means they have to die in their 30s. Martin Luther King, he confronted criminals in the United States. He changed the face of US politics, of world politics. When did he die? He went 38. Someone was telling me the other time, was claiming that even Jesus Christ went, akapedza masports aine 32, 33, anga akutoti ndakusiya handisina basa nazvo zveparusi, ndakusiyirai nyika yenyu, ndakugadzirirai zvinhu zvese. Who else here? So many people here. But I'm talking about also inventors. I mentioned here the Wright brothers. The youngest was 18, the oldest was 26. And that thing that they made here was already being used in modern warfare. By the time they were now in their 35, 36. And There's this culture of sacrifice that other nations that have transformed the fabric of their leadership, of their government. They they had young leaders. And those who are older, they also had a vision that once you cross over 45 or so, wakusira vechidiki, mochisira vechidiki. Kwete kuti urungokura muruda kungocontrola. Uri kungoisa uda kungoti ndina ngonzi ndiri mutungamiri. We need to learn to hand over to others. But at the same time here, we're talking nenyaya self-preservation. Sacrifice is one culture, is one attribute that I've noticed Zimbabweans don't have. Zimbabweans can't right now and say, you know what, Simba, I will die for you. If it means I will have to die to protect you. They can't do that. I've had people asking me the other time, you know, when people saw my name on the Gold Mafia documentary, okay, some people were already thinking about Nyayamari. Zvikanzi Simba timbotyikawo mari yeGold Mafia yawakaita kudocumentary. I'm thinking, okay, do you realize kuti inini in the first 2 years pandakaapproachwa neAl Jazeera ndakaramba mari. I'm telling you, because people want to know, how did you get involved, Simba Chikanza? How did you get in there? Kuna vanhu anga vatova busy kutonyora kuti Simba Chikanza akazodai, timudi imomuye, akazodai, and writing all sorts. And they think that inini ndakaenda ndakanonoka pamadoors emamidhouses ndichinotsvaga basa. Never. Ndakatoya ndichitotsvagwa inini kunotsvaga kumba kwangu pakitchen window chaipo chaipo. Ndakanzi basa iri, ndakanzi mari, ndikabva ndaramba. I actually refused. Ndakati handisikuda kubhadharwa. For 2 years ndakajamuka ndati handisikuda, because ndaita vanhu vanhu vanenge vachida kunditenga, pamwe vanhu vanenge vatumwa naMnangagwa, pamwe vanenge vatumwa nemamafia vachida kunditenga. That's what I actually said to myself. And those who remember, you know, those who are very close to me, they will know. Ndakaramba ini. Ndakataiwa, no. I'm doing this to help to change nyika yangu. Toda kubatsira vanhu vana veZimbabwe. I wasn't doing this for any benefit. Kana sendi, just to help people. So right now unotoona maZimbabweans vanenge vatori busy unoti Simba saka Simba apfuma, saka Chikanza apfuma manje, azodai. Ndo zviri mubrain izvozvo. Hausi kutombofunga kuti all right, look, if we can rewatch this documentary, let's try and see what we can execute, what can be executed, what knowledge, what can be picked up in which audit, because there's so many pieces of it. There are files, there are documents, there are numbers, there are paper trails, you can actually trace the money. When you're watching Gold Mafia documentary 1, 2, 3, by the time you get to 3, you can actually follow the money. Right now, in less than 2 hours, you can follow the money. You can actually go to an addresses where you can find your money. Those who lost their money, who had their bank accounts liquidated, your US dollar, your Nostra accounts were turned into worthless bond notes. You can actually go, you can see the addresses where, and they're individuals. Right now, like I'll give you my example. Mafia, so just go and watch. You can see where they are. You can even go on the map, and you can find exactly where they are on the Google satellite map. So, and you can put your finger there. So you can even right now you could easily claim your money. You can start a lawsuit. How many people have done that? How many Zimbabweans have done that? But unoona maZimbabweans atori busy kutofunga kuti Simba Chikanza aita mari sterek, aiko zvino aiwa akuti abuda paTV azodai. Ndo zvitori mufunga. Hamusi kutombofunga kuti tinogona kutogadzira nyika. You could actually fix an entire country diligently following what is in the documentary. What am I talking about right now? I'm talking about the culture of sacrifice. Why am I here? If I was born, you know what? I never chose to be who I am. I never chose to be born as a Zimbabwean. I could have been born a South African, could have been born a Malawian. But you know what? Someone designed me and made me a Zimbabwean. Now, what's the point of me being in this country if all there is was just for me, my kids, my family? What's the point? Zvinobatsirei kuti vana vabereki vedu vakaenda kunotengesa mazhanja kuti isusu tizongorarama just for ourselves alone. So, change of mindset, in my view, I think is going to be key in this period that people are calling the countdown to 2023. If there is a change of mindset, it won't be complicated to fix our country. You know, in the United Kingdom, they right. We have a parallel of what has happened in Zimbabwe, the jailing of Job Sikala. In the United Kingdom, there's a man called William Chinyanga who was arrested and he was unfairly treated. In the UK, he was unfairly treated by his lawyers, he was unfairly treated by the police. Zimbabweans know what happened to this man. But a lot of people, they were so scared. Some people were scared to support. They were scared to speak out when they could clearly see this man is being abused, an innocent man being abused. People just stood aloof. And what you didn't know is that William Chinyanga is suffering for you. William Chinyanga was persecuted. That wasn't prosecution. That was persecution. That was evil, what those people did. And someone would say, "Oh, how come? How come then? Oh, if he is not guilty, why is he in prison?" He's in prison because you were not there at court. You need to go and read the transcript, what the judge actually said. Now, I was there. Unfortunately, in the final hearing, this notorious lawyer of William Chinyanga's blocked me from entering court. So I couldn't enter. I couldn't be there at court. Worked hand in hand to try and get me not to attend court. So if I had been there, I would have done my part, even though I had been in previous hearings where I had assisted in bringing clarity and in stopping the abuse. But because there were not many people, I was actually alone there at court. Zimbabweans mangamuri kupi. People don't know. A lot of people don't know. That man is actually Sikala's cousin. Those people who say that they're standing in for Scala, oh, Scala, come on, release Scala. You didn't know that William Chinyanga is Scala's cousin? Yeah. Yeah. You could have been there. You could have stopped this nonsense. How do you allow a man that you can clearly see is innocent? A man who spoke perfect Zimbabwean language, who spoke, I have spoken worse than what Chinyanga spoke on that day. Myself, people have seen it on video, Facebook Live, all over there. It's our culture. It's how we speak, especially in those circumstances. Nothing criminal there. Chihera Musoni saying, Simba, hey, Mazimba, Chikristu Tochiwanza. And we are scared. Yeah, but I don't know if I can call it Christianity. I don't know what it's chi. I see Christianity. We're coward. Go behave like cowards like that. Don't you think so? Yeah. But I think these are the ndo maculture akazvinhu zvakaiswa guti izvezvi. I don't know kuti Christianity here kuti zvinhu zvagutiswa muzvinhu zvakaunza kwana weZimbabwe from kubva kwaanobva uko southern part, southeastern part uko. Ndichataura kuti ndokupi. Vanobva ikoko kungaone vanoziva zvaaita, vanoziva mabasa ake guti ikokwe. Kungogadzira kuita chiculture chechimukuita chimbodza so. Iwo unondudza kuti iwo kuti wakasikirwa kungoti ungowacha so. Nyika ichiabhusa vanhu vachiabhusa wakangoti tuzi. How can we allow things like that to happen? Now, folks, one thing that I want to say, as of 2 days ago, people are getting their refunds from criminals as we speak. As I was speaking, stating at the earlier on, yeah, Petogi, Zindlovukazi, Ogi Zindlovu Kazi property scam. Vanhu vari kuwana mari dzavo izvozvi. So, however, there are some people who actually think that fraudsters like Stule Chuma and Julie Conliffe will give them something. Some people are even hoping that something will turn out. You think title deeds will materialize after 5, 6 years? When you can clearly see that even lawyers are telling you, lawyers are showing you, so many other victims now are getting their money. And this is so clear to a lot of people that this thing is scam. And some of you allow these young people to bully you, elderly women being bullied. Nevana Diko Katasana, Stule Chuma and Julian Conliffe. Yeah. Hanzi nemuhanzi dai tambomira zvema internet live vanhu vaenda face to face kwakutaura munhu akarwadziwa anofunga kuenda Facebook live. And I'm always wondering what was the reason why William was arrested. Yeah, thank you, Tandek. Tandeka, it's so sad, isn't it? It's so sad. You know, people neglected William. Zimbabweans were too fearful of what is obvious. I mean, what William Chinyanga said, these are things that are common. It's common language. It's actually official Emerson Mnangagwa government language, official language, everything. William Chinyanga didn't even touch the surface of the level of poetry that Mnangagwa has officialized in Zimbabwe. Hapana chaakakanya William Chinyanga. Akatogona kutaura zvaakataura izvozvo akatogona. Ndizvo zvachona izvozvo. But what happened there was maZimbabweans vakangotya kungotyira so pakadaro. William Chinyanga apa ari kutofamba nemwenje. That was mwenje. He was highlighting something that is wrong. That Nelson Chamisa had bullets fired at him. That's all he was doing. Using perfect Zimbabwean Shona, perfect Mnangagwa government, Zimbabwe government language. And Zimbabweans stood away. And very soon, Zimbabweans will miss people like Chinyanga. Very soon. Will miss, because that is what is needed. In a situation where criminalities happen right now, people need to talk so that those who can intervene, so that whatever here that is needed to be done to stop these crimes is done. So it's very sad, Tandeka, but just to let you know, he has appealed, and I think to a lot of people he had told you before he went into prison. I do think his lawyers were so treacherous. Those lawyers were so treacherous. I saw them, and I even communicated with them. They were so. They betrayed him. I was there. There was a time when we were in a meeting with the lawyers, and William, I saw William literally crying. Achichema. Hanzi na Stanford kudza naye hanzi, does it mean Simba kuti vanhu vachatadza kuita stand to defend vote pakabirirwa here? Well, if people don't change their attitude, that's what's going to happen, unfortunately. I don't see them doing any miracle, performing any miracle. But right now, between now and July, William anofanira kuburitswa mujeri, okay? William William akaburitswa. By the way, to those who didn't know, William is Scala's cousin. Akaburitswa mujeri. Scala will be next, definitely. Ipapa ndo pachada kuti. So maZimbabweans vari mu-UK, they now need to do something. And it's not complicated, by the way. As I told you before, he has appealed. So you now need to ensure that you play your part to strengthen Nyanga's case, to help to go to his side and support him. Ensure that he comes out. He can come out at any time. You know, now that he's appealed, he can actually get quickly get bail or at least even get the hearing. Hopefully, the hearing will be earlier. This will be really important. It's a defining time. It's a really defining time, Zimbabweans, for you to be there. as Chinyanga appeals to follow the case. Those who can support Nemari, donate Imari. I'll give you a link. But if you go on Simba Chikanza's page, you can actually click a link there. Per page, yes, Simba Chikanza, and I put there. You can type my details. Ake William, net date of birth. Ake prison kwari. Just donate. If you can donate even £10, it can go a long way. At least you can buy fruits right there in prison where he is, and also have money so that he can be calling around. Someone is asking their question saying, Simba, maybe sign a petition. Can we sign a petition as well? Oh, yes, definitely. Petition Gadzira. Definitely. Those who can, please do help to sign. I can help to assemble, to give ideas here because I was there and I know this case nearly back to back. So I can also, we can part Gadzira petition. William Chinyanga, apana chaka para. Those who are legally trained, please help draft a petition. But yeah, so that is going to be important. Before 2023 elections, it's going to be extremely crucial. Chinyanga needs to be out of prison, and Scala as well need to be out of prison. They can come out of prison. It's not complicated. Even because Zimbabwe before 2023 elections. You know what? Some people are asking me, Simba, do you think it will be possible to crush Mnangagwa for the opposition to, for Nelson Chamisa to crush? Yeah, it's very, very possible. It's more than possible to do it. However, I want to highlight here, number one, those who came, vakauya vakakonekta kuparty yeCCC vari kubva kuwing rekuzano, wing rakaita savana vana mahere vaya. They need to realize kuti simba rachamisa, simba reparty iriri, it's in the previous election and what Nelson Chamisa achieved. And they need to highlight and speak and focus and look for ways that Mnangagwa can be disabled legally. It is very, very possible. And we have talked about this. I've provided quite some deep portfolio of research on Mnangagwa's crimes, under which he can even perchance be, in my view, disqualified in the 2023 elections. But the template needs to be clear for 2023 elections. The level, the depth of the portfolio of these files that I'm talking about here is such that another election is not even necessary, was not even necessary by as late as December last year. Mnangagwa could have been removed nicely, not by any coup, not by any demo, not by any noise, not even by a bullet or a catapult. Kungoburitsa zvakanaka-naka, mondia yaburitswa yodzoserwa kushavane very, very easily. That's the kind of work that we were doing when people were thinking that Simba Chikanza is gone quiet. Tanga tiri busy, tinenge tichiresearch, tinenge tichiri busy tichiverenga. Tichishanda. Tichimashanda masports aya. Masports ekugadzira nyika. So yeah, I want to say there is a lot here enough to disable Mnangagwa. And those I was shocked in Ndakanzwa vanhu vakaita sana mahere vachita vakadzikaenda kuICC what, but where is your knowledge? Where is your knowledge at this particular time? How come you're not deploying? Because you can actually disable this criminal. Yeah, you can. Where are you? Apa ndopa kutogadzira pachona ipapo. Well, I'm talking about what I do. Zvinhu zvandoita hanzina Stanford kudzanai panapa saka masport akuda kutotanga ngatitorova izvozvi. So its rakatotanga kudhara izvo musi waAugust 12 13 2021 ndakagara zvangu panapa ndakabata kaselfoni kangu aka ndakaona mumwe muaid waMnangagwa anonzi Edgar Lungu akuda kuuraya vanhu kuZambia ukoko. And I just use my cell phone here and my little knowledge, little knowledge handina kudzidza law, but tushoma tondakangoziva itotuwe ndikabva ndati inini munhu yaakuda kuuraya vanhu kwazvo, ndikabva ndati this person needs to be sent home, needs to be sent kumusha kwake. I called Edgar Lungu. Ipapa nika cell phone kangu, I didn't even have a bullet. I did not even have a bullet. I didn't have a bodyguard. I didn't have money. My credit yangu yaitokata up every 5 minutes because the benziro rinonzi Edgar Lungu ranga radzima internet. Ndaingomufonera every 5 minutes my network as well. But the question that I asked him there was deep. Yanga iri question yanga ine research. Ndio research yandiri kutaura kutoye kuti vanhu vakaita sana vana vamahere ndio vanofanira kushandisa kana if they truly love change. Kwete kungotaura change kaingoti oh be the change, be the change. Haikona kutaura zvepamuromo. Live it. Manifest. And you need to honor, you need to understand. Vanhu vakaita savana Chamisa vaya they worked hard. They've worked hard. They finished Mnangagwa a long time ago. But imimi vechidiki vana mahere, this is now your time yokuti muchivabatsira kuti muchipedzisa chinhanho ichi. Kwete kuti mukompite muzvite senge imimi ndimi munezi. This is for the people of Zimbabwe. This is for posterity. This is for generations. It's not my project. It's not anyone's project here. This is for the people of Zimbabwe. So it's a group effort. Haikona kuita zvecompetition. Haikona zvokuda kuzonzi imimi muda kuti muda kuzonzi makateya kuzonzi muzonzi naMnangagwa ndimi vachona mochitungamirira muri chikwata imo mochitungamirira opposition. Mauraya kurura vana Chamisa. Tokuti isusu ipapa. Use your knowledge to strengthen the people, to strengthen the struggle, to strengthen this fight for liberty, this fight for the truth. So ndozo zvakuda kuitwa ipapa. Your knowledge, you need to use it. And you need to use it instantly. Haikona kumirira kuti hai wandazomirira isusu kana takuzo kana tazodai sezvakaita vana Mnangagwa. Indiri kutaura izvozvo izvi maZimbabweans as things indinotaura kainini handina munhu wandinonyara. Kutaura ivava vakuru rakaita sana vana iva vakuru rakaita sana mahere vana hopwero vekuzano ava vakabva kuzano ivava kuti makanyangira imimi haikona kunyangira sezvakaita Mnangagwa in 1977 zvekuti iwo unongobva nedzungu uchingobva ukoko waakuda kuita senge ndiwe yese straight waakuda kubata briefcase raMugabe straight ndo waakuda kutotonga njauda kutogadzira waakuda kutotungamirira struggle. Vanhu vatozodiscover later on kuzona kuti Mnangagwa uyu haana kana kutomborwa hondo, haana kumborwa hondo iyi Mnangagwa haanga asitombori kana mucomrade. This is very true by the way. Zimbabweans were sold lies. Zimbabweans were told that man bombed this, bombed the train. He didn't bomb anything. He wasn't a crocodile. He even said it himself later on, just 2 years ago. He said it in his own book that he didn't bomb anything. So what was he? He was an infiltrator. Munhu akapfekedzerwa ne-Rhodesian regime. They put him there so that he would pretend as if he has been released, he has been pardoned and all that. When he was being released, so that he would go and study law and then go and infiltrate Mugabe. And Grace Mugabe says it there that he even wanted to kill Mugabe in 1979. That's who he was. So Zimbabweans, be very careful of this cluster revanhu vabvira mekuzano ava vakabva kuzano ava vanenge vachingotaura kuti hey, exposing corruption, we got arrested, I got arrested for exposing corruption, we got arrested for exposing corruption. Mboda kupinda nebheji rekuti makasungwa. Are you the first kusungwa? Mnangagwa akasungwa, but imhandu is a Rhodesian mercenary, as the war vets say. Kusungwa hazvina basa izvi. Chatoda kuona kuti mwoyo wako iwe mwoyo wako, are you for the people or you're just someone there who wants to compete with others? Saka ndo pachada kushandwa ipapo. Ndiri kutaura Zimbabweans, ini ndotaura sezvazviri. isu tiri maresearch aka tinodzika sezvo zviri. Pane riripo crew irorire. Zimbabweans, be very careful. They even boast about it. Makona pepe hopo rakutaura kuti tanzi I'm an international figure. Oza rakapinda nekane bheji rekuti takasungwa for exposing corruption. Ndiani kwasina kusungwa? Tinacho Jonas akasungwa. Richard Kwesela in Gukrahund was arrested. He was chased by the CIO, by the military for a whole 4 years when he didn't even have a bicycle or a gun, and got 30,000 people killed. When he wasn't even Gwesela, he was just a fake person. He was just a state agent that the entire military was deployed just so that they could force Joshua Nkomo to sign a stupid piece of paper that they called Unity Accord. So getting arrested as Zimbabweans, don't be fooled by people who get arrested. Don't be fooled by people who get arrested. People who try to win my badge of honor simply because they got arrested. They're fake. The only person who is real is that person who risks their life today. They don't even care about their life. They, vanhu vakaita sana Scala vaya vaya, inini ndovandiroita on nana mako haruzivishe, who just risk it all. They don't care about life. I remember young Mako one day, he told me, before he got imprisoned, he told me, Simba, kana kuri kufa unongofa. Kuna vanhu vanongoti hanzi zanu inouraya. Wakamboona munhu ari muguva anokudza kuti muri kurwadza here muno. That's what he said to me, that young man. Do I could up on a sacrifice? You want to really count down on criminals? I think the culture of sacrifice will be needed. Sacrifice for others. I was saying earlier on to those who came late, I was saying some people, when they saw that, I'm one of the key people behind the documentary, and they started saying, oh, Simba Urkujigamari, Simba, you are so rich. That's what's in their brain right now. They're not even thinking about the sacrifice. They never, these people are totally oblivious. Inini pandakauya kwandiri vachindi haya inini ndakatoramba mari for 2 years. I refused money. How it is when you are watching that documentary that you can't even see an error. Everything is so clean. It was because of sacrifice. People were not worried. They were not even thinking about money. They were just after helping humanity, helping the people of Africa expose crime. That's what they were for. That's what I did. That's how I got involved. It's because I just wanted to help the people of Zimbabwe and to help the people of Africa to expose these criminals. Period. Wasn't after money. As wrote Andy Mari, but you know what? If we truly love our country, if we truly love the people, if we truly love service, we won't think about those things. We won't be driven by the desire for gain. We'll be driven by the passion to serve. That's what I think is going to change this year, 2023. Ndoma sports and ndinoona inini achagadzira nyika. Just want to end here by just giving a pause here to activists, journalists who are in prison, not just in Zimbabwe, but around the world. I just want to honor them. Job Sikala, William Chinyanga. I want to honor journalists in Zimbabwe, Africa, Asia, who are in prison. And they are under charges simply because of their service, their attempts, their work to help people. That is the culture, in my view, that's going to help to change our status quo. Folks, I'm going to need to cut. It's a very good morning to you. Don't forget to follow the countdown. Countdown, yatanga countdown, atanga my sports. Msakanga ni Zimbabwean, what I was talking about. Good morning.